Everyone, welcome to graduation. We're so excited to have you guys all here today. My name's Mallory Hofer, and I'm the class and training supervisor who was for this class, and I'm so excited to welcome everybody. We are live streaming from the Visitor Center on our Oregon campus, so for everyone on the live stream, welcome, and we're so glad you could join us virtually. Whether it's your first, second, fifth, whatever number graduation, we're so excited that you're here, and we are so excited to celebrate all of our new clients today. Today we get the special opportunity, we're going to celebrate 2 new graduates from our Orientation and Mobility Immersion program, as well as 6 new guide dog teams. So we are very excited. So before we get started, I just have a lot of thank yous. So firstly, to our puppy raisers, both the folks who raised the dogs who are graduating today and all the others with dogs, thank you so much. We couldn't do our mission without you, and you guys put your heart and soul into each puppy, and we're so grateful that you guys are a part of our mission. And to our donors, thank you so much for your financial support. We are so happy that we're able to offer lifetime support to our alumni. And today I'd especially like to thank the Chamberlain Trust of Portland, Oregon for sponsoring one of our teams. And I'd also like to thank Lillian Tremoroli for her sponsorship of harnesses throughout 2024. So thank you especially to those folks. And lastly, to our volunteers and our staff, thank you guys so much. We have lots of staff today. There's the kennel technicians in the back who are here and keep everything running on the weekends and evenings. They're even doing some airport driving first thing tomorrow morning. So thank you guys so much for just being very important to our mission. And as well, we have so many volunteers. Aside from puppy raisers, we also have folks who serve meals in the dorms, who do foster care. They just help everywhere on campus. So thank you guys. And we have a short video to share about our mission, so that's going to play on the screen.
At Guide Dogs for the Blind, we believe that everyone deserves to move through the world safely and confidently, to live the life they want to live.
A man and his guide dog walk through a park.
Our life-changing programs meet people who are blind or visually impaired wherever they are along their journey, whether that's by matching individuals with highly qualified guide dogs, providing guide dog readiness skills in our Orientation and Mobility Immersion program.
A man holds a white cane and smiles broadly.
Or pairing youth and adults with the companionship of a canine buddy.
A young girl cuddles with her canine buddy.
Together, we are GDB.
My name is Renee Carrasco. My dog's name is Snoopy.
Renee sits in front of a fireplace.
So the reason that I wanted to get a guide dog was because I came across some videos from Guide Dogs for the Blind, and that was my introduction to guide dog travel.
Renee and Snoopy walk along a city sidewalk and cross a street at an intersection.
What I saw was the ease of travel, the speed that the guide dog handler would move with. That's what I wanted for myself. And not only that, but it was also the companionship.
Renee and Snoopy play with a tug toy outside in the yard.
Working with Snoopy has changed my life dramatically. Because there's so much freedom that comes along with having a guide dog. It's made the hard parts of blindness not so hard.
Renee sits next to Snoopy and gives him a pat on the chest.
I feel like my outlook on life and the world is so much more positive having Snoopy in my life.
My name is Amit Ahuja and my guide dog's name is Tashi.
I had the opportunity to complete Guide Dogs for the Blind's Orientation and Mobility Immersion program.
Amit stands on a path with his white cane.
And not only did it help me learn to navigate my environment more safely using a white cane, it also made me an even more confident guide dog handler.
My experience was just fabulous.
Amit and his O&M instructor analyze an intersection and cross a city street.
We trained in different locations, practiced different skills, worked out a way to analyze a traffic crossing. I think GDB has transformed my life. To say that it's meeting my needs would be an understatement.
My name is Ella, and this is my canine buddy, Lafferty.
Ella sits on the floor of a living room next to a black lab.
Lafferty is just so amazing in many ways. He's such a good boy. He brings me so much joy and is one of my best friends.
With kids with visual impairments,
Ella's mom, Christy McKerney.
the struggle is real for social contact. It's hard to make friends sometimes. And with Lafferty, he's an automatic draw for all kids, which is wonderful. Lafferty has totally opened up, for Ella, new social connections.
Back to Ella.
I would recommend canine buddies. They're just really good dogs, and they can change a person's life and make it better.
All of Guide Dogs for the Blind services are provided free of charge, and our work is made possible by the generous support of our donors and volunteers.
Renee sits next to Snoopy on the grass in the park.
We receive no government funding.
This organization has made such a huge impact on my life and the lives of so many countless people, and the donors are the ones that make that possible.
Close-up of Snoopy.
Thank you so much.
Ella and Lafferty.
Thank you.
From the bottom of my heart, thank you.
Amit and his guide dog Tashi sit on a beach and watch the sunset.
Together, we are unstoppable. To learn more about our life-changing programs and to support our work, please visit guidedogs.com or scan the QR code.
So for our first graduates of the day, I'm going to talk about, sorry, is it echoing for you guys too? Okay. I'm going to introduce our Orientation and Mobility Immersion Program. So this is also called the OMI program for short. So the OMI program is a 1 or 2 week program that's designed for people who want to improve their independent travel skills. These might be folks where this is their first time working with guide dogs and they don't have a dog yet. And it's also for clients who either have a dog or are awaiting a new dog. So the O&M immersion program provides a bridge for people who would like to, who have access to limited O&M. I'm so sorry. Who have limited access to O&M services in their home area. My apologies. So we had our 5th Oregon class complete recently. Emily Algranati was our instructor. She's both a guide dog mobility instructor and a certified orientation and mobility instructor. And the supervisor was Mark Gillard. And we had 2 clients who spent a week here. And I was actually very lucky to get to meet them. So I'd like to congratulate Ms. Raquel Perez of Spokane, Washington, and Mr. Gary Jordan from Palmdale, California, for completing that program a few weeks ago. And next is our guide dog graduates. So our guide dog program is a 2-week class where clients are matched with a dog who is compatible with their lifestyle to enhance their mobility. We have a variety of training models, and today we'll be celebrating people who did both an in-home program and the on-campus residence program. So our instructors who are here today are Jenny Powell, who is an apprentice instructor, and Caitlin Merrill, who is a qualified guide dog mobility instructor. And I will be, yes, sorry, round of applause. It was a pleasure, this class, and we made it through the 2 weeks, and we had a lot of fun on the way. So we are excited to celebrate all of you guys today. And I'm going to hand the microphone to Caitlin to introduce the graduates.
Hi, everybody. I'm going to just go over to my mark, don't mind me. As Mallory said, we not only have 3 individuals and their guide dogs graduating who received on-campus training, but we also have 3 individuals who received in-home training, and 2 of them of which could not be here today. So what I'm going to do is I will announce them, and no worries, we still have some lovely photos to show you in just a second of those 2 individuals. And I'm also going to read a letter from each of their raisers for their introductions. So first, I would like to introduce Ronald Wentz of Marysville, Washington, who received in-home instruction with Komodo, a male black Labrador retriever, raised by Sala Homer of Salt Lake City, Utah. I have a lot of letters and papers in my hand, so give me a moment. All right, with our first photo description, Ron, wearing a dark-colored t-shirt and dark pants, is seated on a brown leather sofa and leaning forward. Black Labrador Retriever Komodo is sitting on a rug next to Ron's right knee. Ron is holding Komodo's leash in his left hand, while his right hand is gently holding Komodo's side. Both Ron and Komodo are looking toward the camera. And here is the letter from Komodo's raiser, from Sala. I really don't know where to start because I have so much I wish I could say and so many stories I want to share about this silly boy. Even though I am not blind and Komodo couldn't physically guide me, he showed me a life that I never thought was possible. He showed me how to be brave, and he was there for me through some of my hardest moments of my life. Komodo knows how to be there for any situation. I'm so excited to hear what Komodo will be up to, and I'm so proud of my boy for making it through training and binding to Ron so quickly. Thank you, Ron, for being so good with my sweet boy. You two deserve the world, and I hope that you get that and more. Thank you so, so much for making this possible, Sala Homer. And we have one more photo description. A black lab puppy, Komodo, sits on a cement patio wearing his green GDB puppy jacket. He is looking at the camera with his tongue hanging out. Another yellow GDB puppy is nearby on Komodo's left. Yes, thank you. The second individual that received in-home training that could not be here is Troy Hamilton of Burnaby, British Columbia. He received in-home training with Pancake, a male yellow Labrador Golden Retriever cross, raised by Gretchen Federick of Spokane, Washington. And the photo behind me is, I knew I'd have all these papers to go through. Troy is seated on a low gray brick wall in a landscaped courtyard. Pancake, a reddish golden retriever, is seated in front and nestled between her knees. Pancake is looking at the camera with her ears perked up. Troy is wearing a light-colored jacket and smiling into the camera. All right, here is the letter from Gretchen. My name is Gretchen Federick, and I am from the Spokane, Washington Puppy Club. I want to give a shout-out to my amazing co-leader, Liz, and the rest of our puppy-raising club watching at home. Co-leading our Spokane Club, the puppy raising with these wonderful people, is truly the glue that holds it together for me. I also want to give a huge thank you to my husband, Carl, and the rest of my family near and far. Without their support, puppy raising would not be possible. It truly does take a village to make it to this stage today. I was a teenage puppy raiser and got my first puppy, a golden retriever, of course, in 1988. I raised 3 puppies back then, and then after taking several years off in the middle to do some adulting, I started raising again about 8 years ago. Pancake was my 10th puppy and is about the sweetest boy you will ever meet. How could he not be sweet with a name like Pancake? Troy will need to get used to everyone saying, "Aw, Pancake," whenever they meet them in public, and we sure all know about that. I am so very proud of my boy, and I wish he and Troy a long and happy working life together with lots of extra butter and Canadian maple syrup on top. And for the final photo, on the left, baby Pancake seated in our backyard with our black nylon leash attached to him. Behind him is a brown patio chair with a white pillow. Pancake has a sweet expression on his face. On the right, Pancake and Gretchen shortly before his recall for formal training. Gretchen is kneeling with her arms around Pancake. Pancake is wearing a tan head collar, and they are seated in a pumpkin patch. Let's give them a hand. Okay, and to introduce the last individual, last team to receive in-home training, we're very happy that she could make it to our campus today. I'd like to introduce Tracy Boyd of Portland, Oregon. She received in-home training with Vulcan, a male yellow Labrador retriever raised by Karen and Pat Brockway of Bend, Oregon. And we would also just once again like to thank the Chamberlain Trust of Portland, Oregon for the Guide Dog team sponsorship of Tracy and Vulcan.
Okay. Thank you. I want to say thank you to the Chamberlain Trust for their support to Guide Dogs for the Blind and teams like Vulcan and myself. These life-changing partners really make our lives more independent and just so amazing. I also wanted to thank Karen and Pat for doing such a wonderful job raising Vulcan. He's a sweet boy, he's energetic, really is getting me moving. And I'm just grateful. I'm a clinical mental health counselor and I work for the county, and I often have the opportunity over these past weeks to, as I've been training with Vulcan over the past 10 days, to introduce him to people who are really challenged in their lives, and they feel really inspired and comforted to have him in the counseling room. So thank you, GDB, for my fourth partner.
So Vulcan is the 8th guide dog puppy, my husband and I wasn't gonna cry, that we have raised. He is just a goofball. He has got these eyebrows that just never quit. Very expressive. He's just a love. He was raised in a second grade classroom in Redmond, Oregon with 26 second graders. So he's a pretty solid boy, and I'm just very excited and blessed that he has you as a partner.
Thank you both. Okay, up next we have Chuck McGregor of Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Yeah. Chuck is an avid gym goer and hopes to explore Europe in the near future. His most current plans include traveling the Camino de Santiago, which is a 500-mile trail that begins in France. Today, Chuck is graduating with Jetson, a male yellow Labrador retriever raised by Daisy and Jason Filtron of Golden, Colorado, and Jennifer Truax and Andrew Fields of Golden, Colorado.
This is a great day. Feels like Christmas for me. So, yeah, I just want to thank my puppy raisers. I don't know how many people it takes to get one dog to this position right here, but I'm very, very appreciative of all the people who participate in this. It's a nice place to be, so thank you very much.
Well, Chuck, you got a great dog, and we're very happy that you have him. It was great raising him, and he's a beautiful yellow lab, and we've all loved him. Here's Jenny.
I'm going to try not to be too long-winded, but I'll share that Jetson is my fourth puppy guide dog that I've raised, and the third one to graduate. The last graduation I attended was in 2007, and so it's been a while. And the one dog that didn't graduate was career changed, and I adopted him. So I took a long break from puppy raising to spend time with him until losing him in 2022. And I was really struggling after that about how to let a dog back into my heart. And I randomly ran into Daisy walking Jetson about 6 months later, and it is impossible not to let Jetson into your heart. So I pretty much started co-raising with Daisy, co-raising Jetson with Daisy, And so Daisy, and actually Daisy, Jason, Alice, and Henny, thank you for sharing Jetson with us. Thank you, Daisy, for being a phenomenal mentor, helping me make my way back into puppy raising. Why do I share all this? Actually, Chuck, I share it because sometimes the right people and dogs make their way into your life at the right time. And Chuck, after meeting you and hearing your story, I have a real sense and hope that that's the case for you and Jetson. And so thank you, GDB, for making this perfect match. Thank you, Caitlin, for all the work that you've done with Chuck and Jetson. And thank you, Chuck, because I know you had a very unexpected week and you had a choice to make. So thank you for choosing Jetson. And last but not least, Andrew, thank you for volunteering to do the early morning relieving outings most of the time.
All right, I want to share something that's really awesome about Jetson, which is that he is always up for an adventure. So I think that Chuck and Jetson will be a great match. Jetson and I used to take 10-mile hikes, and he was fabulous for all of it. So I think he's unflappable, and he's ready for his next adventure. So all of our dogs get a song, and my girls want to sing Jetson's song. Unless, do you want to say anything?
No, we're really proud of Jetson, and we're really happy that he's with Chuck. So, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Wait, you got to share the mic. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Jetterby, 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 baby. Jetter, Jetter, Jetterby, boy.
If those of you who couldn't hear it, one of his nicknames growing up was Jetterby. Every time I share a story with a dog I train, I try and compare nicknames. So I called him Jets. All right, next we have Mary Hawkins of Rochester, Minnesota. Mary is a mother of 4, grandmother of 12, a great-grandmother of 7, plus 2 more due this year. During her free time, Mary thoroughly enjoys crocheting, particularly during the winter months where it can get down to -20 to -40 below zero in Rochester. Today, Mary is graduating with Kidder, a male black Labrador retriever raised by Julie and Avery King of Boulder, Colorado, and Patrick and Marilyn Morgan of Colorado Springs, Colorado. Here you are, Mary.
Thank you seems like such simple words for the bend over backing help that you get while you're here and the beautiful thing you get to go home with that has 4 legs. I do not know how to express how I truly feel because I don't have the words. Thank you to all the volunteers, the staff, everyone who helps us get from the start to the finish. Thank you.
Well, I'd like to thank Guide Dogs for the Blind, first of all. The whole organization is just an amazing organization. When you think of a little 8-week puppy given into hands of people that want to volunteer, and they say, okay, here's your puppy, bring him back in about 15 months and we'll put him into service. But it's the leaders that they have, our local area rep, Lauren Grimditch, is just an amazing person. She has such insights into dogs, what their needs are and how to train them. So thanks, Lauren, for all that you do. As well as our puppy club. Marilyn and I are in the Colorado Springs Puppy Club. And Holly Nowinski and Laura Eckert are our leaders, and they continue just to train us and to show us how to raise the dogs And that, of course, comes from great love for the dogs and the mission of Guide Dogs for the Blind. But Kidder was first, hang on just a minute. He started out being raised by Avery and Julie Kang in the Boulder Club, and we ended up taking him a few months later and finishing him to where he is now, or at a point where we sent him back to Guide Dogs for, when he was recalled. He's just a sweet boy. We got him around Easter of last year, raised him for his final months, and had the opportunity to take him. Marilyn and I enjoy camping, being out in the outdoors in Colorado. So Kidder's had the chance to go hiking in the Rocky Mountains, swimming in some of the rivers are up there, getting dirty, enjoying the outdoors, as well as we've taken him on some trips, the highlight being a 2-week trip to California. He got to be in the Pacific Ocean, go to a graduation where he met up with another puppy in Davis, California at the graduation of our grandson. But he is just a sweet boy. We're so glad that he's been matched with Mary. In getting to know Mary today, they're a match made in heaven, I think. They already love each other after just 2 weeks. Mary is looking so forward to his companionship in the cold of Minnesota. Luckily, Kidder has a little bit of that from being exposed to snow and cold in Colorado. He loves the snow and loves to romp in it, as most dogs do. They just love sticking their heads in snow drifts and sniffing I don't know what inside a snowdrift, but they love it. So Mary, we hope you have freedom and mobility that Kidder can bring to you, and a companionship that you will enjoy.
I just wanted to also thank our family, our 3 kids, one in California, one in Denver, and one in Michigan. We have taken all of our puppies either to their house, or when they've come to our house, they've just been exposed to the love of these puppies. And I really want to thank them. And Holly and Lauren, as Pat mentioned, they just come alongside and take your hand and help you along the way. And it's really been a blessing for us, for each dog that we've had, and especially for Kidder. We look back on the personalities of some of the dogs, and we think that Kidder was probably the mildest mannered dog that we had. He was content in all circumstances. And one of the fun things I always remember about him is that we've always had SUVs with our pups, and we have them ride in the back. And he's always inquisitive, and he'd just look up above the seat with his little black head and eyes and just look around. And he was just always interested in wherever he was going, whatever the journey was. So we're so blessed to have Mary have him, and we just know that she will give him all the love, and he will give her all of the love. So thank you very much, all of you.
Just a minute, Mary. So one last thing, there was a group in Colorado Springs at Colorado College, Delta Gamma sorority, and they help visually impaired individuals throughout the country. And they gave us a little blanket that Kidder used throughout his time with us, and so we're going to return that to you so that Kidder will have that to enjoy in the cold of Minnesota.
Thank you so much. Okay, last up, and of course, certainly not least, we have Maria Friozzi of Chateauguay, Quebec. Maria is a mother of 3 named Daniel, Jana, and Patrick, a grandmother of 7, as well as a grandmother to many 4-legged animals. A cat named George, 2 dogs named Capone and Keela, as well as her retired guide, Paz. Maria is excited to get back to her routine and activities when she returns home with her new guide. Today, Maria is graduating with Waters, a male black Labrador retriever raised by Patty Boersma of Portland, Oregon, and Kendi Myers and Mila Robertson of Mileno, Oregon.
I just want to say thank you to everybody here, especially the trainers, Mallory, Jenny, and of course, Caitlin. I had a great time. It was a good 2 weeks, and I love my puppy. Puddles, we just figured out he was Waters, Puddles, anyway. It's an inside joke. Anyway, I just want to thank everybody. The staff here are fantastic. I couldn't ask for anything more. It was like just staying in a hotel and getting a prize at the end with it. So, hi to all my family back home, and to the GDBIC Pause chapter in Montreal. Hi guys, I did it!
I started Waters, and so I got to do all the fun stuff like potty training and things like that. But he was one of my favorites because he always wanted to be right there beside you. He loved to crawl on your lap when you were on the floor. He just had to be there, and he was just a sweet, sweet, sweet puppy.
I just want to say that it was a pleasure raising Waters because he just was so sweet and he always had such good house manners and he was just the best.
I'm Kendi and this is my daughter Mila, and my family and her got to finish Waters, and after he was so amazingly started by Patty, and he was just so fun. He has such a great personality. And like we were saying, he does everything 100%. He plays hard, works hard, and sleeps hard. Does all the things, just with all of his joy.
All right, thank you. Let's give them all one last round of applause. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and pass the mic back over to Mallory so she can introduce our demo dog.
Hello. So for our last part of graduation today, Jenny and her dog Dennis are going to do a demonstration for us. So people come from all over the US and Canada to train with a guide dog at one of our campuses. In addition to all of the guide work training that they do, they also, we teach them a lot and they learn so much. So they do workshops about animal learning theory, they do an airport TSA simulation, and one of our workshops is about clicker training. So today, Jenny and her dog are demonstrating how this can be used to teach a dog new skills. So during formal training, we use the clicker, like that, to tell the dog that we really like the behavior they just did. So, and then every time there's a click, Dennis also gets a kibble, and then some pets, and being told he's a very good boy. So by pairing the food with the click, Dennis will learn that we want him to do that behavior again because we really like it. So Jenny's going to show us, she's showing off his obedience, but we're going to show how we can use a hand target to teach a dog to target something like a bench. So Dennis already knows that when Jenny makes a fist, he'll touch it with his nose, and he's very good at it. And so then the clients can use this skill to teach a dog that different objects that they want to find in the world. So usually we want to avoid benches, but maybe this is the bench for Jenny's bus stop that she wants to find later. So Jenny will start off nice and close to the bench, and she's going to have her hand on it to show Dennis that her hand is on the target, which is the bench. And as we're going to use a method called back chaining, where she's going to increase the distance that Dennis has to go to get to the bench slowly. So as Dennis starts to anticipate and move towards that bench, we know that he's starting to get the idea that the bench is our goal, not something that we want to avoid. So since he seems to be getting the idea and putting his chin on the bench, which is extra points, Jenny is going to let him work towards it. So now that they're a little farther away, she's got the harness. He did it! Good boy, Dennis. So thank you all for being with us today. this concludes our program. For everyone online, thank you for joining us. And for everyone in person, thank you for being here. Jenny and Dennis will hang out in the front of the stage here to answer any questions. And if you'd like to join us, there's some refreshments out in the gift shop area. And we also have a tour docent today. So she's in the back in the blue sweater. If you would like a tour, please find her as we conclude. Thank you so much. And congratulations to all the graduates in OR495.